question number 4. So question number 4, guys, wants us to factor an equation or a quadratic equation, all right, that has a leading coefficient that's greater than 1, all right? So again, this is a quadratic because it has an x squared, all right? And we need to factor this, all right, using the method called slide and divide. I know I'm going to use slide and divide because the leading coefficient, all right, is greater, all right, than 1. So it's greater than 1, all right? That's when you use slide and divide, okay? So you use slide and divide when the leading coefficient is greater than 1, okay? And the leading coefficient here is a 3. This is a 3, and this is a 3, which is greater than 1. So let's do our slide and divide, guys. So when you're doing slide and divide, the first thing you're going to do is that you're going to circle that leading coefficient, which is that number in front of the x squared. And I'm going to slide it to the end, all right? The x squared that's right here, you're going to bring it down. The 13x, you're going to bring it down. And then the 3 and the negative 7, you're going to multiply them. And you will get negative 21. Okay? Now I'm going to try to put this quadratic into factored form, which is 2 pairs of parentheses. Alright? To get an x squared, we need 2 sets of x's. And now I'm going to find all the numbers that multiply to give me 21, which is 1 and 21, 3 and 7. Alright? And is there any other pair? No, there's no other pair. Alright? So now I'm going to find out which pair would add and subtract to. So in actuality, guys, turn this 13 into a 4, because that was a typographical error. Okay? So the pair that would add or subtract to give me a 4 will be 3 and 7. So I put my 3. So now we need to try to figure out the type of signs. Whenever you see a negative here, you know that it's going to be different signs, all right? So one of them is going to be positive and the other will be negative, all right? So another hint is that when you see a positive here, the bigger number will have this sign. So again, the bigger number is a 7. That will be positive. This will be negative, all right? And we can prove it. Because if the 3 was positive, the 7 was negative, that would give you negative 4, but we wanted positive 4. So the only option with different signs, all right, is if the 7 was positive and the 3 was negative. That will give me positive 4, okay? So now that we've done the slide, now we're going to divide. Well, we're going to divide by the same thing we slide by, the same thing we circled, the same thing that's my leading coefficient, which is 3. So I'm going to divide each of these numbers by 3. Can I divide negative 3 by 3? Yes, I will get negative 1. Can I divide 7 by 3? No. So I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to put it in front of my x. So that now will transform to be 3x plus 7. All right? And that is my result. Okay? So let's do another one. Okay? So again, we're going to use the method called slide and divide, which means I'm going to take my leading coefficient and I'm going to slide it to the end. All right? The x squared that's right here, I'm going to bring it down. The negative x that's right here, I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to multiply the 3 and the negative 2, and I'll get negative 6. Now I'm going to write factored form, which is 2 pairs of parentheses, okay? And then to get an x squared, I need an x and an x. Now I'm going to write all the numbers that multiply to give me 6, which is 1 and 6, 2 and 3. Which pair will give you, technical in front of here is a negative 1. Which pair will add and subtract to give you a 1? The 2 and the 3. So I'll put the 2 and the 3. And again, whenever you see a negative here, you think about different signs. So that means one is going to be a positive, the other is going to be a negative. All right? If I had a positive 3 and a negative 2, what's 3 minus 2? That's 1. We needed not a positive 1, but a negative 1. So the signs that we need to have are different, but the 2 is going to be positive, the 3 is negative, all right? Because 2 minus 3 is negative 1, all right? So the 2 is positive, the 3 is negative. Or you can say the bigger number has whatever this sign is. 3 is a bigger number, so the 3 will have whatever this sign has, okay? Now I'm going to divide by the same leading coefficient, the same thing I circled, which was 3. Can I divide 2 by 3? No. So I'm going to take the 3 and put it in front of my x. So now this will transform to be 3x plus 2. Okay? Can I divide negative 3 by 3? Yes, I would get negative 1. And that is my result. Okay? So let's do the last one, guys. So again, we're going to use sign divide because the leading coefficient is greater than 1. So I'm going to take the leading coefficient, slide it to the end. The x squared, that's right here, you're going to bring it down. The 10x, that's right here, you're going to bring it down. All right? And I'm going to multiply the 3 and the 3 to get positive 9. Now I'm going to write factored form, which is 2 pairs of parentheses. Okay? And to get an x squared, I need 2 sets of x's. All right? Now I'm going to write all the numbers that multiply to give me a 9, which is 1 and 9, 3 and 3. All right? Which pair do you think would add and subtract to give you a 10? The 1 and the 9. Now I need to figure out the type of signs. Whenever I see a positive here, again, when there were a negative, right here, it was different sign. When you see a positive, it's same signs. So it's either going to be 2 positives or 2 negatives, all right? So let's figure out what signs work, okay? If I had 2 positives, a positive 1 and a positive 9, 1 plus 9 is positive 10, which is what we want. So again, we know that it's the 1 and the 9, and both of them are going to be positives. Because if they were negatives, all right, what would this give me? Negative 10. But we wanted a positive 10. So they had to be 2 positives. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and divide. All right. So again, now we're going to go ahead and divide by the same thing we circled, the same thing that my leading coefficient is, which is 3. Okay. When I divide, can I divide 1 by 3? No. So I'm going to take the 3 and put it in front of the x. So now this will transform to be 3x plus 1, all right? Can I divide 9 by 3? Yes, I can divide it 3 times, all right? And that is my result, all right? So again, just like that.